How's it going, troops? Jordan here, back again with another Black Ops Cold War loadout video. Today's loadout is going to be a fun one, with us helping out our team to secure those wins. So today's loadout is titled Team Player. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and let's jump right in. With this Team Player loadout, our main mission goal is to support our teammates by playing the objective and getting the win. Because we're going to be helping out our team by jumping on those objective points, our playstyle is obviously going to be objective. And since this is a fairly simple setup to pick up and play with, I've labelled today's loadout difficulty as easy. Starting off with our primary weapon, my personal choice for this loadout is going to be the Krig 6. The Krig is a very versatile assault rifle and works pretty well in close and long range engagements. It's going to help us fight the bad guys while capturing and defending objective points, and so that's why we'll go with the Krig 6 as our primary weapon. But of course we can't go in bare bones, so let's talk attachments. Our first attachment is going to be the Millstop Reflex. The Millstop is a solid red dot sight that will help us be precise when firing the Krig out to those longer ranges. Our next attachment is the Agency Suppressor. Having a suppressor on our gun is just going to help us stay off the radar when firing, and out of the two suppressors in Cold War, the Agency Suppressor comes with the best benefits for us, without too much detriment to our ADS speed. For our third attachment, we're going to go with the SAS Mag Clamp. This specialised mag clamp not only quickens our reload speeds to a near instant, but also comes with 40 rounds in each magazine, giving us enough ammo to finish off an enemy before needing to reload. Next attachment is going to be the Speed Tape. The Speed Tape lets us snap onto our targets quickly and doesn't come with any trade-offs, which is perfect when approaching an objective point, so you can get the aim on target first before the enemy does. And lastly, our fifth attachment is going to be the Raider Stock. This stock grants us the ability of Stalker from previous games, allowing us to walk faster while aiming down our sights, which is going to be of great use to us against our enemies, and so that's why we'll equip this. So now that we've discussed our primary weapon configuration, it's time to move on to our secondary weapon of choice for this loadout. For our secondary weapon, we're going to choose the Sigma 2 launcher. This launcher is free fire enabled, but we're mainly going to be using the Sigma to lock onto hostile spy planes, counter spy planes, and any other aircraft holding us back. There aren't any attachments available for the Sigma 2 launcher, so let's move straight on to our wildcard and perk setup. For our wildcard, we're going to select Perk Greed. The Perk Greed wildcard gives us an extra perk from each tier, providing us with 6 perks in total. Starting off with our first tier 1 perk, we're going to choose Flat Jacket. Flat Jacket reduces the amount of damage we take from explosives and fire, and this is going to be crucial to us to stay alive on those objective points, since the enemy team is going to be trying their hardest to blast us out. For our second tier 1 perk, we're going to choose Tactical Mask. Tactical Mask goes hand in hand with Flat Jacket and reduces the effects of stuns and flashbangs that the enemy team will be throwing at us. Moving into tier 2 now, for our first tier 2 perk, we're going to choose Gearhead. Gearhead speeds up our cooldown timer for our field upgrade, which I'm going to further explain in a few minutes. As for our second tier 2 perk, we're going to choose Quartermaster. Quartermaster refills our lethal and tactical equipment, which again is going to help us out greatly, as I will further explain when we discuss our equipment choices. And for our 2 tier 3 perks, we're going to go with both Ghost and Spycraft. If the enemy calls in a spy plane, then the Ghost perk will help us stay off the radar while moving, planting bomb sites, or using our Scorestreaks, so this will make it difficult for the bad guys to trace where we are, while our team pushes forward to the objective. And for our final perk, we're going to choose Spycraft. Spycraft comes with all sorts of useful perks, no pun intended, such as being immune to counter spy planes, as well as perks like Cold-Blooded and Paranoia, and so those are my reasons for our perk choices. Moving on now to our equipment and field upgrade. For our lethal equipment, we're going to go with C4. The C4 explosive yields a large blast radius, and we can chuck these over the objective and try to blast out any defenders behind cover on the flags or bomb sites. The majority of players you'll come up against will likely be running Flat Jacket to prevent that though, so this is where that Quartermaster perk comes into play, allowing us to refill our C4 slot for another go. As for our tactical equipment, we're going to go with the Stun Grenade. The Stun Grenade will slow down and disorientate your enemies for a brief second or two, and this will give us enough time to shoot them down and move on to the objective with our teammates. And lastly, for our field upgrade, we're choosing the Trophy System. If you want to, you can go with the Assault Pack instead and help supply your team with ammunition, but for me, I've decided to go with the Trophy System. I personally think the Trophy System is one of, if not the best field upgrade in this game, as they seem to destroy anything that the enemy throws at in its general direction. Throwing one of these next to an objective behind cover is going to prevent the enemy from blowing you up off the flag. Pairing the trophy system with the Gearhead perk is going to reward you with your next trophy system within minutes, essentially creating a defensive wall against grenades and other projectiles. So now that we've talked about our equipment and field upgrade, it's time to finish off this loadout with our Scorestreak selection. I've got two different choices of streak rewards for this loadout, both of which will help you and your team depending on what playstyle you prefer. This first selection of Scorestreaks are assault based to keep your enemies away from the objective and choke points. For our first Scorestreak, we're going to choose the Napalm Strike. The Napalm Strike sweeps down a wall of fire across a designated area, which will block and cut off our enemies from passing through to take our flag. For our second Scorestreak, we're going to choose Artillery. We can use the artillery to strike down a bombardment of mortars at 3 different spots on the map, and again this will keep the enemy from reaching or capturing our objectives. And for our third and final Scorestreak, we're going to go with the Attack Helicopter. While we provide support for our team on the ground, we can call in an attack chopper to take out hostiles from the sky. Alternatively, if you want to run with a more supportive streak setup, then these are my recommendations. For our first Scorestreak, we're going to run the Spy Plane, and this will just give us the heads up on where the bad guys are for us and our team. For our second Scorestreak, we're going to go with the Attack Helicopter, and again the Attack Heli will help to provide supporting fire from the skies. Lastly, our third and final Scorestreak is going to be the Harp. This high altitude reconnaissance plane will reveal enemy locations to us and the team in real time, so we can prepare our shots for when the enemy attack. So troops, that wraps up my team player loadout video for Black Ops Cold War. Next time you boot up Black Ops Cold War multiplayer, definitely give this class setup a try in game, and remember, there's no I in team. If you did enjoy this loadout video, then give the video a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it a lot. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, then why haven't you? Hit subscribe right now and also click the bell notification icon next to it, so that way you're always notified as to when I make an upload. If you have any friends who might be interested in this sort of content, then share the video around with them to help give my loadout videos and my channel more widespread exposure. And if you want to see behind the scenes previews of my loadout videos, you can follow me on Twitter at jordanxbrookes for all the latest on them. So until the next video, I thank you all for watching, stay true to me troops, and I'll see you in game.